So there's a certain unpretty thing I see in many macro photographs, and in this video I'm going to tell you what it is and how to actually do it in a way that is pretty. Hi there, David Joseph at ABCD David here, macro photographer from Nigeria who's just beginning to YouTube. Being into macro photography and on Instagram for a very long time, I've seen over hundreds of thousands of photos. And I think most of them are stack shots because in macro photography, we really need to do what is called focus bracketing and focus stacking, which for this video I'll assume you understand what those concepts are all about. Now there's a certain mistake I observe when I look at these photos, and it's usually made by beginner macro photographers, but they're not the only ones. I've seen even people who have been into macro for a very long time make this same mistake, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. This mistake is over bracketing. Over bracketing as well as overstacking is simply doing a bracket or a stack that gets more parts in focus than necessary. For instance, maybe you're photographing a spider, a wolf spider to be specific. Instead of just maybe stopping at the last pair of eyes or the head, you include the back of the wolf spider. That is an example of over bracketing, and this is something that even I've been guilty of in the past. Now the shots I'm going to use in demonstration, they were taken by me. Both shots were taken at the same spot, funny enough, and one of them is a normal bracket shot while the other is an over bracketed shot. So you'll get to see it now, and I'll be using it all through this video. Now when I posted this shot over a year ago, my good friend Tibor Molnar at the Tibor Molnar, he sent me a DM straight away and forwarded the image to me, as well as some old images of his, which he made the same mistake. He's the one that told me about this concept and the fact that I don't need to get a front to back in focus. Just the front alone is enough. Just the eye alone is enough. So now I'm going to tell you just how over bracketing can affect your photography and your pictures negatively. Stick around. The first one is that it's going to make your shots look flat and lack depth of field. This is because you're doing more than is necessary. I mean, there is no fall off, nothing like that. So just getting the front to the back of it, it's kind of hard to look at. So it even confuses the viewer on where to focus on in the image. So it's not very good. But when you do the right amount of bracketing, it has this very realistic look, and we kind of know where it falls off, all of it, we know where to look at. So that's just the difference, and you can see these two images I took for comparison. So that's difference between over bracketing and normal bracketing, the first one. The next one is that over bracketing decreases how successful your bracket rates are. And this is because you need extra time to get a front to back shot of a subject, and most of the time subjects are not going to wait, and maybe if they wait you may be unable to hold your breath for that long, and probably you could maybe shake anything or whatever and boom, it scatters it. But when you do the right amount of bracketing, you need less time, and this is going to help you nail the shot. Of course, it's going to save your battery too, and your storage space, of course, and those are all plus, right? Before this next tip, there's an exception to over bracketing, which I'll let you know. First, just subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, the next tip, over bracketing makes the focus stacking process difficult. This is because you have more images to process, and it's going to get the details all over the place that it's going to confuse the app you're using, and it's also going to consume so much of your time. And when you spend so much time retouching a stack, you begin to lose concentration, that in the end your stacks don't come out as excellent as they should be or would be if you did the right amount of focus bracketing, which I mean not too much and just normal. So that's also another downside of over bracketing, which if you cut it down is going to increase just how excellent your stacks come out. Now to summarize, the only time it's okay to do a front to back stack, which can be considered over bracketing, is when you're shooting something that there's something interesting at or on the back. Let's say like a wolf spider with babies. which of course that's my favorite thing to photograph, kind of like my second or third favorite thing to photograph. Or maybe you're shooting a crab spider, which also has another crab spider on the back. So in situations like this, it's okay to do a front to back bracketing. Other than that, I don't really think it's necessary. Remember, you are not the only one who's making this mistake. We've all been there, so just feel free about it. So that's it for this week's video, and I'll catch you on the next one.